Hello everyone, welcome to Nesso Academy. In the previous lecture, we have understood the third step of machine learning pipeline, that is basic data cleaning or simply data cleaning. Now in this lecture, that is train, test, split, we are going to understand and implement the fourth step of the machine learning pipeline, that is train, test, split, or we can also call it as data splitting. So the topic for this lecture is train, test, split. Let's get started. So we are studying the machine learning pipeline and we have already defined the problem statement. We have collected the data set and also we have performed the basic data cleaning over the data that we have collected. Now it's time to split the data into two parts, training data set and testing data set. So the fourth step of machine learning pipeline is data splitting. If you remember, in the lecture data splitting, we have already understood the concept of train, test, split. Let's revise quickly. The total available data that we have is divided into two parts, training dataset and testing dataset. Now the standard ratio of data splitting is 80:20, which means 80% of the total data is training data and 20% of the total data is testing data. Training data is usually larger than the testing data. Why? Because machine learning model learns patterns, features, and relationships from the training data set. Let's quickly revise the definition. Train, test, split is the process of dividing a dataset into training and testing datasets so that the model can be trained on one part of the data and evaluated on unseen data to measure its performance. It simply means that train, test, split or data splitting is the process of dividing total available data into two parts, training dataset and testing dataset. Training dataset is used by the machine learning model to learn patterns, features, and relationships. And testing dataset is used to evaluate the final performance of the machine learning model on unseen data. How well it is trained on the training dataset is evaluated by testing dataset. This is known as data splitting or train, test, split. Now there is one more operation that we need to perform before data splitting or train, test, split. The operation is feature label separation. What is feature label separation? Let's understand. Before splitting rows into train and test datasets, columns must be separated into input and output variables known as features X and the target variable or label Y respectively. So, in data splitting, we actually split or divide the total number of rows into two parts, training dataset and testing dataset. That means 80% of the total available rows will be the part of training dataset and 20% of the total available rows will be the part of testing dataset. But before splitting of rows, that means before data splitting, we first need to separate columns into two parts, input variables and output variables. Input variables are known as features represented by the uppercase X, and output variable is known as the target variable or label represented by the lowercase y. This is known as feature label separation. That means we need to separate label from the features of our dataset. For example, this is the house price dataset that we have obtained after performing basic data cleaning. So in this particular dataset, we already know that size SQFT, bedrooms, location, age years and garage are the features and price USD is the target variable or the label. So we need to separate the label from the features of the dataset. So we will separate this price USD column from these features. Now we can say that these all are the features and this is the label. Features are represented using the uppercase X and label is represented using the lowercase y. But why features are represented using an uppercase letter and label is represented using a lowercase letter? Because features contains multiple input columns, which means it is like a matrix or a table. That is why it is represented using an uppercase letter, that is X. While label is just a single output column, that is why it is represented using a lowercase letter, that is lowercase y. So this is known as feature label separation. Now we can perform the train test split. The standard ratio of train test split is 80:20, which means the total available rows will be divided into two parts. 80% of the rows will be the part of training dataset and 20% of the rows will be the part of testing dataset. If we apply the same splitting ratio in this particular dataset, the total number of rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 80% of 5 is equal to 4, which means 4 rows will be the part of training dataset and the remaining 1 row, that is 20% of 5 is equal to 1, will be the part of testing dataset. Obviously, this dataset is very small, but in real-world applications of machine learning, the dataset are not smaller like this. The datasets are very large. So we have to apply the same splitting ratio, that is 80:20 on the datasets so as to obtain the training dataset and testing dataset. Now there is one more important point to note. Features X will be divided into two parts after train test split: training features and testing features. Training features will be denoted by X train and testing features will be denoted by X test. Similarly, label will also be divided into two parts: training label and testing label. Training label will be denoted by Y train and testing label will be denoted by Y test. So, after train test split, we will get X train, Y train, X test and Y test. So during implementation, we need to create these 4 variables so as to store the result of train test split: the training features, the training labels, the testing features and the testing labels. So I hope you have understood data splitting or train test split. Now it's time to practically implement train test split in Google Colab. So now we will go to my computer system so that we can implement data splitting on our house price prediction dataset. So now we are on my computer system and you can see I have already opened the Google Colab. In the last 2 lectures, we are already done with data analysis and basic data cleaning. Now it's time to perform data splitting or train test split. So when I expand this particular section, you can see first we will see how our data frame data looks like before any splitting. After that, we will perform feature label separation. Then we will perform the actual train test split. Because I have just explained you that before performing the train test split, we must separate features and labels. And after performing the train test split, we will analyze the splitted results, how the data splitting has occurred. So, first we will see how the initial data frame looks like. When I execute this particular cell, you can see this is the data frame that we have, that is data. Now, we will perform feature label separation. So when I expand this particular section, you can see this cell. In the comments I have written, features are input columns. That means in the house price prediction dataset, features are the input columns, excluding the column of label, that is price USD. So the line of code that I have written is X is equal to data.drop price USD, X is equals to columns. What does that mean? I have just explained you that this uppercase X denotes the features. So X is equal to data.drop. That means drop function is applied over the data frame data. This is the data frame that we have, which contains the columns size SQFT, bedrooms, location, age, years, garage and price USD. Which means in this particular data frame, the features and labels are not separated. That is why I have written data.drop, which means drop function is applied over the data frame data so as to delete the column price USD. And since it is a column, that is why I have specified x is equals to columns. So what does this line signify? It will delete the column price USD from the given data frame data and will store the remaining column in the variable x, which means x will only have the features of the dataset, excluding the label that is price USD. In this way, x will contain all the features of the house price prediction dataset. Now, label is the output column. We need to have label in the separate variable, that is the lowercase y. So y is equal to data price USD, which means the price USD column of the data frame data will be stored in y. So y will not contain any features. Y will only contain the target variable column, that is price USD. In this way, we will get our variables x, which denotes the features, and y, which denotes the target variable or label. So when I execute this particular cell, the features and labels will be separated from each other. Now, if I check how x looks like when I execute this cell, you can see this is x, and x contains only the features: size SQFT, bedrooms, location, age, years, garage. As you can see, x does not contain the target variable, that is price USD. And if I check the lowercase y, if I execute this cell, you can see I am getting only price USD. In the variable lowercase y, I am not getting any feature, which means features and labels are separated from each other. So in this way, we are done with our first step, that is feature label separation. Now we will perform train test split. Now to perform train test split or data splitting, we need to import a function named as train test split. So when I expand this particular section, you can see the first line of code that I have written is import train test split, which means train test split is a function that we need to import to perform the data splitting. But you can notice that there is a yellow line under train test split. Yellow line means warning. So why we are getting a warning when we try to import train test split function? Because train test split function is not a standalone function in Python. It is actually a function contained in model selection module of scikit-learn library. That is why before importing this function, we need to write from sklearn.model selection. Then we can import this train test split function. So there is a library in Python used for machine learning, which is known as sklearn, short name for scikit-learn. .model selection, which means scikit-learn library has a module named as model selection. From this particular module of scikit-learn library, we are importing a function named as train test split. Now there is no warning, so we can execute this cell. And this cell is successfully executed, means the train test split function is now imported into the Google Colab. Now the next cell is split the data into training and testing parts. So I have written xtrain, xtest, ytrain, ytest. In the presentation, I have explained you that these are the 4 variables which will store the result of train test split. So we have created these 4 variables. Xtrain means the training features. Xtest means the testing features. Ytrain means the training label. And ytest means the testing label. So these 4 variables equals to train test split. That means we are using the function train test split that we have just imported. Under the train test split function, I have written x, y, test size equals to 0.2, random state equals to 42. Let's understand each one of them. X, y, features and label. So we have already separated features and labels before performing train test split. And now we are passing the features and labels in the train test split function so that the train test split can be applied on the separated features and labels. Now, I have written test size equals to 0.2, which means the size of testing dataset is 20%. That is our standard ratio, 80:20. When we specify the test size as 0.2 or 20%, then automatically the train size would be 80% or 0.8. Now, random state equals to 42. What does that mean? By setting random state equals to 42, we maintain the reproducibility of splitting. So we will get the same splitting whenever we run the code by setting random state equals to 42. So in this way, we have understood this whole cell. Now, when I execute this cell, we will get xtrain, xtest, ytrain, and ytest, which means the training and testing datasets are now created, and we have successfully completed the train test split or data splitting. So in this way, we have performed this particular step also, that is train test split. Now finally, we will analyze the splitted results. So first we are checking xtrain.shape. When I execute this cell, you can see I am getting 96,5, which means the shape of xtrain training features is 96,5, 96 rows and 5 columns. But why are there only 96 rows and 5 columns? Let's first check the shape of the data frame data. So here I will click code and now data.shape. When I execute this line, I am getting 120,6, which means our data frame had 120 rows and 6 columns. Then why is the shape of xtrain 96,5? Because the total number of rows are 120. That is why after splitting into training and testing dataset, the training dataset will only contain 80% of the total available rows. If the total available rows are 120, then 80% of 120 is 96. That is why we are getting only 96 rows in the training dataset. And why the number of columns is reduced from 6 to 5? Because in this particular data frame, that is data, we are having all the columns, features as well as labels. But in this particular xtrain, we are not having the column containing the price USD. That is the label column. That is why 6 is reduced to 5 and we are getting shape as 96,5. Similarly, if I execute this cell, that is xtest.shape, I am getting 24,5. Why? Because this is xtest, that is the testing dataset. So it will only contain 20% of the total rows. Total rows are 120. 20% of 120 is 24. That is why the number of rows in xtest is 24. And from the same logic, the number of columns is 5. Now let's check the shape of ytrain and ytest. When I execute this cell, I am getting 96, which means there are total 96 entries in ytrain. Ytrain is basically training label. Since there is only one column, which is the output column or the target variable, it is not specified over here as 1. So basically there are only 96 entries in ytrain, that is the training label. And if I check the shape of ytest, I hope you have guessed, it has 24 entries as the testing dataset. And since there is only one column, that is output column, it is not specified as 1. So there are total 24 entries in ytest and 96 entries in ytrain. In this way, we have analyzed the data after splitting also. And we are done with the implementation of data splitting or train test split. So now let's get back to our presentation. So with this, I hope you have understood data splitting perfectly. And in this way, we are done with our topic, train test split or data splitting. In the next lecture, we will understand the 5th step of machine learning pipeline, that is data preprocessing and feature engineering. So this was all from my side for this lecture. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture.